Hey everybody, Pastor Joseph here on a beautiful October evening at Hills Church. Beautiful night up here on the hill, a little dark. And I want to share with you tonight a conversation that I had with somebody, and I hope you find it helpful. The conversation that I had was with somebody about some problems that they were having, and they were talking about how some of the problems that they thought they had were related to something called attachment disorders. There are things that happen to us when we're children that make us needier than other people, or that make us, if our needs aren't met by our parents, we feel abandoned, or some people become, depending on what the parenting style is. If there's abuse, say, in the home, then they become meek and afraid to ask for help. And I was talking to this person about their childhood, and I asked them if they thought that maybe one of the reasons they are the way they are as an adult is because of the way they were attached. And they said, no, because most of that stuff that happened was with my parents before I could speak. You know, it was before 4 or 5 years old. I only learned about it because I was raised by my grandparents and they told me about it. And so how could I possibly, I don't even remember those experiences with my abusive family. And I proceeded to tell this person a story from my own life and some things that I've learned. I was kind of skeptical too. If you were a young child and you didn't have the vocabulary, and you don't remember it, you think, well, that's gone, right? That didn't ever happen. Well, I got bad news for you. Turns out that the body remembers, and that the feeling that you get when somebody comes at you and is angry at you, and you get that pit in the bottom of your stomach, that may go back to infancy. That feeling when your last kid, that empty nest feeling, when your last kid goes out the door, goes off to college, and you feel lonely, that may have some, depending on how deep that feeling is, that may go back to infancy and the fear of being abandoned, especially if your parents had to go back to work quickly, or were not able to take care of you in a very deep way. And again, I was pretty skeptical about this myself for many years, and I've sort of come to change my mind about it. I know in my own life, my body knows more than my mind does sometimes. A therapist friend of mine said to me earlier this week, the body knows the score and the body never lies. And we think a lot of this stuff is in the darkness. We think a lot of this stuff is lost. How could I possibly be affected by something that happened before I even went to school? Before I had words, before I was able to speak. But it's not lost in the dark. It reminds me of John's gospel and the light overcoming the darkness. And so tonight I tell you and share with you, there's hope for you, even in the darkness. There may be things that have shaped you for years and you've never really known about them or never really thought about them. There may be things that your body knows better than you yourself. Your rational self, your mind self. There may be many things that you carry with you. And I would encourage you to try, and this is easier said than done, maybe I'll do a future spirit lift on this. I'd encourage you to try to bring it out of the darkness and into the light. Love y'all, miss y'all. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Good night.